week's electrifying chapter of One Piece, the giant island of Zou officially becomes a zoo. Before you guys watch the rest of this review, just wanted to let you know both Christian and I just did an interview podcast with Dracast Lighting. If you guys would like to listen to it, there will be a link for that video in the description box below. More details at the end of the video. Dr. Moreau would blush with joy if he saw the island of Zou because it's inhabited by the Mink tribe. Half human, half animal. The rules are, there are no rules. If you want to see a half woman, half dog riding on top of a giant crocodile, it's gonna happen. Dogs, rabbits, bulls, gorillas, polar bears, this chapter pretty much runs the gamut on weird. But I really loved this chapter because we got to learn a little bit more about the Mink tribe, the powers they use. Not only that, but we also learned that one polar bear who was a part of Trafalgar Law's crew is actually originally from this island. He's a member of the Mink tribe. But one of the biggest revelations from this chapter is apparently that all of this destruction has been caused by the mysterious pirate known as Jack. That's right, Jack's on the attack and he's been ransacking all of the Mink tribe villages. Now, I really cannot wait to see what this Jack guy is all about, because every other chapter, they seem to be hinting towards his character, seeming like he might be one of the big villains of this arc, but he might actually be the guy who caused that one massive footprint on the elephant's back. If that's true, this guy is pretty freaking huge, although I have no idea, I'm really just speculating here. The cool thing about this chapter, though, is just getting to see all of the different members of the Mink tribe, because while the other Straw Hats are sort of discovering the city and learning about it, Luffy just decides to run into the forest headlong so that he can battle against a couple of the Guardians. There's BB the giant gorilla and Roddy the giant bull, and he has this battle with this guy where they both headbutt each other point blank range, and both of them seem to be on equal footing, which I think is really awesome. Although, another detail about this chapter is apparently these Mink tribe members have the ability to use this thing called Electro, which is some sort of electric attack. It was first used by Carrot when she was fighting against Zoro, and even this bull guy tried to use it against Luffy, but considering he's made out of rubber, that's probably why it never really worked against him. This is where we start to see some of the other members of the Mink tribe. I already mentioned the gorilla and the bull. There's also this one giant bear or lion guy who goes by the name of Pedro, who seems like he's going to be really freaking hardcore. And then, of course, we're also formally introduced to Wanda and Carrot. Wanda being the tall female dog, and Carrot being the cute little rabbit girl. Wanda seems like she's sort of like the default leader of the group, as she seems to know most everything and seems to be ordering people around, and they still haven't quite revealed why she's wearing Nami's clothes. But it's heavily implied that the other Straw Hat Pirates are on the island, and they are safe. We're just going to have to wait to see how that goes down. The chapter ends with some sort of earthquake or some sort of big attack getting ready to happen, with Wanda looking all freaked out. So what's the rundown on this week's chapter of One Piece? Just pure excitement. You know, getting to see a brand new tribe, especially something as weird as the Mink tribe, is really going to make this arc seem really distinct and incredibly memorable. And I think that Luffy put it best himself when he said that the island of Zou is basically a giant island of choppers. The thing I'm most interested in, however, is to learn a little bit more about their secret abilities, which are known as Electro. I wonder how that's going to come into play in this arc. Maybe it's some sort of brand new hockey that we've never seen before, which involves electricity. Maybe it's an entirely separate ability altogether within its own, category. All I know is it seems to be something that the Mink tribe members tend to use a lot, and I think that's pretty cool. Also, it's just really cool to know that that one polar bear member was actually a member of the tribe, so we can pretty much assume at this point on, whenever there's a weird animal-looking character who doesn't quite look human, we might be able to just assume that they're actually from this tribe and somehow left the giant back of this elephant. One of the funnier parts of this chapter for me personally is just getting to see Nico Robin analyze all of the destruction that's been going on and mentioning that the Mink tribe themselves might actually be cannibals. That combined with the fact that Usopp is always listening, and because of that, he starts crapping his pants. But at the end of the day, to me personally, the real stars of this chapter are the Mink tribe themselves. They can be equally terrifying and equally adorable. And I know we're going to see a lot of creepy fan art of these characters in the future. Despite that, I can't wait to learn a little bit more about these guys. I also thought it was really funny and adorable that they decided to name all the different parts of Zou Island after the body parts of the elephant, like the Butt Forest. I also have to say that after reading this chapter, it is firmly established that the Mink tribe is actually pretty powerful, especially with that one bull guy going toe-to-toe or forehead to forehead with Luffy. And then, of course, you have Carrot, who has the ability to jump up way high in the air. Really ridiculous. Maybe it's because she's a rabbit. Maybe it's because she's a member of the Mink tribe. Maybe their animal abilities give them a lot of, like, special things. I'm not really sure, but I love the mystery behind all of it, and I love all of these new characters. They look like they're going to be some really great allies for the Straw Hat Pirates. And if these are the good guys, I cannot wait to see what the villains are going to be like in this arc. I hope they're as equally creative and ridiculous and over the top, because this is really turning into one of the most distinct and wonderful arcs of the One Piece world, really taking advantage of its whimsy. So, at the end of the day, fantastic artwork, lots of funny scenes, lots of new characters, some cool action scenes, the Mink tribe is awesome, some cool revelations, Jack is coming to town. This was an exciting chapter of One Piece. I love when a new arc starts because you never really know what's going to happen, and this is one of those arcs that, frankly, I just cannot predict what's going to happen next. It's so absolutely ridiculous. And you know it's crazy, because when you say this stuff out loud, it sounds weird as shit. A dog woman riding on a giant crocodile. And so, I had no problems with this chapter of Bleach. I felt it was a little wordy at times. Despite that, that's become a staple of the series. I really love all of the mystery and discovery that we're seeing from this brand new arc. So I'm going to give this week's chapter a 5 out of 5. I really liked it, and if you're a One Piece fan, I really think that you should check this one out. Whether you're watching the anime or reading the manga, check out this week's chapter. You might see something you like. But before you guys leave today, I want to hear your thoughts about this week's chapter of One Piece. What did you think about the formal introduction of the Mink tribe, of the characters that they've introduced? Do you have a favorite yet? What's the deal with Jack the Pirate? What's his real motive? What is he trying to do on the island of Zou? And how are the Straw Hat Pirates going to be reunited? And please tell me what you hope to see in the rest of the Zou arc of One Piece. Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel so you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. That being said, I just wanted to give a little shameless plug-in to an interview and podcast that me and Christian were just a part of. It was the Draycast Lighting Podcast. We were on there for an entire hour talking about how we got Super Kami Guru 9000 started, and of course we get to talk a little bit more about what we do outside of YouTube for a living. If you guys actually want to learn a little bit about that, please check out the link for that video in the comments section below, and we would really appreciate it if you guys would like that video, share it with your friends, and comment on it. That being said, thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby!